Let's play Burlington's Guess That Price. Back to school means back to saving. We're bringing you kids' jeans starting at, hold on a minute, just $11.99. Burlington's acing this test. What about character backpacks? We've got them starting at $12.99. Burlington's done it again. How about sneakers for the kids? A-plus brands and right on trend starting at $11.99. Saving is now in session. Burlington, deals, brands, wow!
Styles and selections vary by location.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? But with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers, a network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Optimal Work Daily. Consider the costs and benefits of entrepreneurial failure by Isaac Morehouse of isaacmorehouse.com. Most new ventures fail. In fact, depending on how you define failure and what data you look at, entrepreneurial failure rates can be as high as 95%. That sounds terrifying. The costs of failure should not be overlooked when considering an entrepreneurial path, but neither should the benefits. Data about startups end with the word failure. But what actually happens to the people who launch them? Is their life over? Do they come out worse than they went in? When I was 19, my brother and I started our first business. We installed telephone and computer cables, back before Wi-Fi made it mostly unnecessary. The business lasted less than a year. We had a few good jobs installing and terminating fiber optic cables, a service we sold even though we'd never done it before. We learned. It's not as exciting as it sounds. But many of our quote-unquote jobs consisted of me doing landscaping for relatives. I like to think I made their yards beautiful, but it was mostly charity on their part. Novius failed, but I didn't fail, and neither did my brother. I made a decent living for those 9 months. I learned more than I'd ever learned, especially about people and businesses and how they operate. Try cold call selling people on data cable installation. Our few customers got a good service at a good price and were happy. A few relatives got some flower boxes. I learned how to have confidence in myself and my ability, even if the business I ran wasn't going well. That was the hardest and probably most valuable lesson. We came out ahead, not really financially, but in terms of being closer to where we wanted to be in life. There are ventures that could wipe you out. There are ventures that could destroy your reputation or your credit or your relationships, but those are rare, especially today when technology has made startup costs so low. Novius emails were at SBC Global because even 10 years ago it was not so cheap to have your own email domain. Various crowdfunding and investment tools let you wait until you know you'll reach a certain level of capital or customers before any real resources are at stake. The costs of entrepreneurial failure are falling. The psychological costs remain high. You have to be able to see your venture as an exploration, not as an indication of your worth as a person. You have to simultaneously be so passionate about your idea that you can't stop working on it, but so open about what might happen that failure won't kill you. If you make a go of it and fail, it is possible to reap amazing rewards in the process. The analogies are endless. 95% of first attempts to ride a bike probably fail. That doesn't mean you shouldn't ever ride a bike or that you should wait until first try success rates get higher. If you are only interested in launching something that has a very high chance of success, it's probably not a good idea to pursue it. Failure will ruin you. If, on the other hand, you are so excited about an idea, product, service, or vision that you feel you must give it a go even if it fails, just to discover for yourself whether it's doable, then it's probably not a bad idea to try it. Ask yourself, if I knew this idea was going to fail, but I didn't know how or why, would I feel better having tried it to learn those things than never having tried it at all? If the answer is yes, try it. There's a point at which repeated failures can begin to accumulate costs. If you're the person who always has a great new idea you can't stop talking about, then 2 months later you never speak a word of it but focus on the latest idea, it will diminish your credibility fast. The costs don't come so much from failing, but from how you go about trying to succeed, how many other people's assets you risk, who you blame, and how you respond to failure. Be real with yourself about the costs of entrepreneurial failure, but be real about the benefits too. How many people who make up the failure statistics are doing great stuff and living wonderful lives right now, in part because of the failure they created? sometimes the best way to the next level is to fail up. There's no rush. Take time to immerse yourself in a lot of experiences, gain a lot of knowledge and self-knowledge, and poke your toe in the waters of the world a bit. If you get bit by the entrepreneurial bug at some point, be realistic, but don't fear the failure. It might be the best route to your goals. You just listened to the post titled, "Consider the Costs and Benefits of Entrepreneurial Failure" by Isaac Morehouse of isaacmorehouse.com.
Make your next move with American Express Business Platinum. Earn 5 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. And with a welcome offer of 150,000 points after you spend $20,000 on purchases on the card within your first 3 months of membership, your business can soar to new heights. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum. Amex Business Platinum. Built for business by American Express.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And a big thank you to Isaac, who is the founder and CEO of Crash, which is a career launch platform. And he previously founded and currently serves as an advisor to Praxis, a startup apprenticeship program. And when he's not with his wife and kids or building his company, he can be found playing guitars, reading, writing, getting angry watching sports teams from his home state of Michigan, or enjoying the beach. He has a ton of great content on his site, which again is isaacmorehouse.com. And he also has a podcast called Office Hours that covers career and life advice, which is also worth checking out. And that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed the post from Isaac, and I will see you right back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.